Hey Wise Owls, Carla here, back with another video. And I know it's been a while, but today I wanted to talk a little bit about tripods, specifically affordable field tripods from Amazon Basics to Manfrotto. What is worth it for you? So tripods are extremely essential when you're shooting, whether it's a monopod or a tripod or a gimbal. All of those things really allow you to get the steadiest shot for your shoot. And I shoot for all varieties of different content, whether it's commercial shoots, food videos, or campaigns. And so I have different tripods that work for different things. Now, not all tripods are affordable, but right now we're going to talk about more affordable tripods that you can access and also to see if they're even worth it for your pocket. So the first one I have here is an Amazon Basics light stand slash tripod. So this tripod is a little bit different than some of the other ones where you turn the knob and instead it's got these little clips and it goes up to 7 feet. So the good thing with this is it goes really well with light panels because you can easily just put a mount on here. So just make sure when you are looking up tripods for your camera versus your light, make sure you know the difference. So I would consider this, yes, it's a tripod, but it's specifically used as a light stand. Now, aside from that, Amazon Basics has literally an array of tripods that you can choose from and a variety of different prices. So one of those tripods that I have is this Amazon Basics tripod. And I really enjoy this tripod for a lot of different reasons, but there's also some downsides. It comes in this bag. Most of the tripods you buy online or pretty much anywhere should come with a bag. So what I like about this tripod is it's got a little handle so you can move from one place to another pretty quickly. And in this case, this is sort of a cheaper metal. Because of that, this might not be able to hold too much of heavy equipment. Like you're not gonna put a Sony FS7 on this, but a DSLR basic Sony camera should be able to work on something like this. And it has some cool features. It has a leveler, which most of your advanced tripods should have. It basically helps you align your camera, especially if you don't know yet how to do that within the settings of your camera. This is a good first step to start learning that balance. I also like the fact that it's got a handle on it so I can, move, but here's that downside. I have no fluid head. I mean, it's not fluid, it gets stuck. You can even loosen up the lock over here to make it a little bit looser. You gotta have a very steady hand, and it always, when you go back, it always has a little bit of a stuck to it. So I would just be, conscious that this isn't gonna be the most fluid tripod, but it is going to have a lot of things that are really great to it. For example, it also has an area down here for your weight so that if something happens, since it is a little bit of a lighter tripod, you can put a sandbag on here and if anything happens, it should stay very sturdy. Another thing too that I like about this is it has a removable plate. So I've been able to use this for time lapses with my GoPro. And it's also really good for smaller DSLR cameras. So it's useful in a lot of ways. It's got a lock over here, but the lock isn't, too steady. It's almost like a little jinky if you aren't careful with it. But I've actually had this tripod for quite a while. If you take care of your equipment, it should result in longevity use. So it is something to just make sure you're doing, whether it's where you store it or how you store it, take care of your equipment. So this plate, is not something that is like a metal plate that you'd find like on a Ronin or something like the tripod I'm using right now. So it's plastic, it's not extremely sturdy, and the more weight you put on here, the harder it's gonna be to move this head of the tripod. So something to just take into consideration is that when you're buying things like Amazon Basic products, sometimes you are gonna get a lot of great features, but there's also going to be some setbacks to that because of the price or just because of the type of shoots that you're doing. If you're someone who really is just looking for something for a smaller camera, this is perfect and it's not that expensive. Another type of pod is a monopod. A little bit different than a tripod. These affordable on-the-go monopods are really useful to use at events, weddings, and just really if you're more running gunning, like maybe you're doing some hiking and shooting, or you're doing some different outdoor, more wilderness type of shoots, this is actually pretty useful. It has 3 levels to it and it can go pretty high. And not only that, but it has a grip on it and it can stay pretty steady. So if you're sitting down and you're like, I don't have a tripod, but I need to get this, this could be a way of learning how to have a steady hand and using a monopod to do so. Monopods are a little bit more affordable and you can actually find them in a lot of different locations that are a little bit more accessible for some people versus more heavy duty tripods where you have to, go to bigger stores online or go to bigger stores in your area that are dedicated to film and photo. These pods can be found at places like Best Buy and Fry's, and they're very, very useful. So I really like monopods. I still use them till this day. So, you can get some pretty cool steady shots with this, so don't underestimate the monopod. So I hope that was helpful in giving you a little bit more information about the different tripods that are out there that really are worth it for your pocket. These are not expensive tripods. They're used for all different kinds of things, whether it's lights, recorders, or your camera. So just explore depending on what your budget is. And there are affordable tripods. There are some setbacks, but as you get better and better with your expertise, you will advance in the type of equipment you get as well. And I do think that some Amazon basic products can be worth it, especially when you are trying to save. But of course, when it comes to the heavier duty tripods, there are a lot of extra uses that you get from one that you wouldn't get from some of the tripods that I talked about today, whether it's a fluid head, whether it's the weight capacity, or even the height that it can go. Those things are really valuable and important. But if you are an on-the-go vlogger or field producer who just needs run and gun equipment, I really recommend these tripods and monopods. So remember, wise owls, work smarter, not necessarily harder. And I hope to see you back at my channel again for another video. Make sure to subscribe and I'll see you again soon.